joining us now here on your home of the Cowboys. 105.3 The Fan is our weekly guest here for the Cowboys season, linebacker Eric Kendricks in the GBag Nation. And a good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing wonderful. Looking forward to this, weekly conversation we're going to have through the season. Thanks so much for agreeing to it.
I think this is the best mic that I've ever used, so I'm hearing myself loud and clear, and I get used to this.
Yeah,
you sound fantastic.
Sounded good. How was practice? How was the meetings and everything? What's new?
Practice was good. It was a little sticky out today. Got some sweat in. Just went over the film. Went over some 2-minute stuff, and feeling good, feeling confident.
So one of the big questions that you're equipped to answer probably better than anybody is what's it going to be like for a team transitioning into the Mike Zimmer defense? Are we ready to hit the ground running?
Yeah, I mean, we got to be ready to hit the ground running. I feel like we got a lot of good work with our offense and, various other offenses during camp. And now it's go time. So obviously, we got a little bit more pressure on the line, but at the same time, we know the looks we should be getting. Essentially, we're always going to get some unscouted looks in this first game, but looking to bring some pressure, looking to strap some people up, cause some turnovers, cause some havoc, and get it going, get it rolling.
How different is this version of the Zimmer scheme and defense compared to what it was when you were playing with him in Minnesota?
It's definitely different. There's different players on this team. One of the things I like is always, we've always utilized the players that we do have. The nucleus of the defense is definitely the same. Some of the coverage concepts and things like that are the same, but we have a lot more different. We have a lot more variety in our looks, especially with Micah and D-Law and those kind of guys up front. I'm looking forward to it because this is what we've been working on, for the last month or so. So it's about time that season comes.
We're pumped to see it, man. We got to catch up with Zim a little bit out there in Oxnard, and he was reflecting on his time in Minnesota. Have you noticed any difference in his coaching style? I mean, not really. He one of the things I remember from him being my coach previously was how consistent he was. I feel like he has a standard of what he wants on defense, and he's very, very meticulous, very very detail oriented, and that's what he counts on us to be the same way. He wants us to know our stuff. He wants us to be, on point and accurate, and he doesn't want us to make mistakes. But at the end of the day, he wants us to play football too. He wants us to play free and fast. So you can use your instincts for sure as well.
Hey, Eric, it's funny. I was circle back. You were talking about the microphone. We got media background looking at right now with you. What do you do some of these things, podcasts and things like that?
Not really. I've done my fair share of being in the NFL and things like that, but sure. I'm leaning into it a little bit more. I feel like my personality is coming out more so now than it used to. I used to be kind of like, we want to play good defense, and I don't want to say anything that's going to be affecting the team and things like that. And now it's like, okay, I put the work in. People know who I am and what I bring to the table. I can relax a little bit and just chat.
Look, you've been around the league a long time. You've been a great player, and we oftentimes talk when free agency rolls around that the Cowboys seem like a destination that players would want to play for because of what comes with being a Cowboy. For you, I mean, is that something you thought about at all when you were coming here? Like, what for players around the league, how much of that is real, or is that just a media stereotype?
No, that's accurate. I feel like in order to be the best, you got to play the best. You got to play against the best. You got to. And I feel like the Cowboys are always known for having the primetime games, tough schedules, and to get it rolling. So I feel like that definitely came into play in preseason. The NFL is tough all around. You can't hide that, but it puts a little more pressure on you, with the star on. So I kind of like that.
Which one of the young linebackers asked the most questions of you?
I honestly don't know. Probably between either Damone or Maris for sure.
I would bet Maris. I would bet Maris is a very curious.
Smart.
He seems very curious a lot about just the way he plays and stuff like that. That he's probably a guy that wants to know everything that's going on with the scheme.
Yeah, he's building some really good habits, man. I really like what I'm seeing from him, and he's going to be a special player for sure.
It's Cowboys linebacker Eric Kendricks here in the Nation.
Was he the most impressive rookie talent show at training camp guy? We heard him sing, and he's got, amazing pipes. But was somebody Did anybody compete with Maris there?
Nobody came close, and I'm happy to say it came from the linebacker room. The voice of mixed between Fergie and Jesus. It was nice to hear.
I love the reference.
It was good to hear. Especially in the dog days of camp. You get the rookies up there. Sometimes they don't take it seriously, but we didn't have to worry about that when my dog Maris got up there. He took the mic away and stole our hearts one note at a time.
What did you do as a rookie?
I actually made a rap up. It was like a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Nice.
And we had camp in Mankato in Minnesota, and I made like a Fresh Prince of Mankato type of rap, and I played the beat behind it. So I got pretty creative, So I don't want to see anybody go up there and take a day off, You got to come with it.
Do you remember the rap?
No, not at all.
Dang it.
And I wouldn't repeat it either.
I totally remember.
How has the rookie hazing changed since you were a rookie compared to what it is now? I mean, do you have these guys? I mean, what do you got? You got a road trip to Cleveland. Is there a rookie? Like, is Leofow knowing that he's bringing a particular food item on the plane for you, or what's the deal?
I don't even think he knows. Like, I mean, like for me, I remember the first week I came in, the first 2 weeks, it was I think the basketball playoffs are around, time of OTAs, minicamp kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to go watch a game. I got invited to watch a game with some of my teammates at this restaurant. And I'm there. This is my second week there. And the bill got handed to me immediately.
Oh.
And so it was, and I thought they were joking, but, $2,000 later. And, I mean, it's, little things like that. But, I feel like even I didn't have it as as bad as the rookies of the past before then. We there's probably some stories out there that are crazy.
Yeah, if you see Dez around, ask him about his rookie dinner experience. I think Jerry had to step in actually and write a check for that one.
See, that wasn't my rookie dinner was a different night, so I still had that experience, but this was just my first outing with the team.
Okay. Eric Kendricks here. What are your interests outside of football, Eric?
Big car guy. Hard for me not to say cars every single time. I don't know, what I would do without them. But I've always had a passion for cars, from Hot Wheels to, RC cars, now actually cars. Love working on them, tinkering on them in the off season. Love driving. But, other than that, big traveler. I love food. So me and my wife, we always check out all the local food spots, and we chef it up as well.
Yeah, I bet you guys are having fun exploring in Dallas. But if you're tinkering on cars, that's got to be like classics, right?
Yeah, the new ones are super hard to work on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But so one of the cars that I recently have worked on was my grandpa's 1995 Dodge Viper, which was in pretty bad shape when we got it, but it's running great now. We kind of just like replaced little things on it that it needed, fuel lines, oil, spark plugs, just the basics, and just good to get underneath it and change it out. That car is insane. It's completely sketchy, but I love it.
You talk about replacing things and working on the car. Is this stuff you do from like memory, or you sit there and go to like YouTube like the rest of us and say, oh, this is how I need to learn how to put this in, and you like watch a video on how to do it before you actually do it?
Oh no, YouTube is great for sure. YouTube is fantastic.
Unbelievable for that.
But like I actually I've been lucky to have a lot of mentors in the space, and for the most part I work on cars with my buddy Carter, who is younger than me, but he has way more experience working on cars than me.
Sure.
So it's kind of nice to have somebody who I can just ask the dumbest questions and he'll show me how to do it, or we'll get under the car together. It's been a lot of fun.
So is there anybody on the team with what they're driving right now? You're like, man, we need to get you a new set of wheels.
There's a lot of people, but I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus. We're just going to work on it in silence, and see what their budget is and try to push for things that I like.
I think DeMarcus Lawrence has got some really good wheels. He
had a cherry red Benz the other day.
Oh wow, there you go.
The other day.
Yeah. So it was. I was like, hey, D-Law, that's you right there. Okay.
What's your favorite that you have?
My favorite that I have, so I have an R34 Skyline, which is it's from Japan, and it's my favorite. It's just super nostalgic for me and growing up, and that's the car that we knew we couldn't have here in America, but it's all-wheel drive. Paul Walker, jumped over the other car and Too Fast, Too Furious with it, and I've been driving that a lot lately, and it's just so much fun. All the turbo sounds and things like that. It just, that's what I work. I work hard for a multitude of reasons, but I've always wanted to get into cars, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to afford them before.
Well, what I am curious. I know you're about to take on the Browns here. I don't know how much of a trash talker you are, but would you be willing to at least try and keep tally of how many massage jokes get thrown at Deshaun during the game, and then report back next week with?
I will
number?
report back to you. I personally, I kind of black out during games, so sometimes people come up to me in the off season and are like, "Man, you talk crazy during the games," and then I'm like, "What?" And then sometimes I feel like I'm more on the quiet side, but we'll see.
Yeah, man, keep a little tally for us.
You got to
get that.
Yeah, you got to be aware though, Eric. They have a thing called sounds from the sidelines. So if you see like this boom over the top of you while you're standing there, just go off on it. It's okay, man. They make you sound like it's some of the greatest audio and visual stuff we get from a game. So
okay.
if you feel like they're getting filmed, just go ahead, just go off like you're always like black out. Yeah, it makes it fun for all of us to really get the feel of it.
Just get fined.
Yeah, get fined. Yeah, they bleep. Don't worry, they bleep you out. They'll bleep you out and stuff. So
say some outlandish.
Yeah, exactly.
Off the wall stuff.
Exactly.
What is the scouting report on this Browns offense before we let you boogie out of here?
Man, honestly, they have a really experienced O-line. We know that their O-line has been working together for a while. We don't know the status as far as right now, but at the same time, we know they work really well as a unit. Run game is very strong. Quarterback, we know what he's capable of. Out of the pocket plays. Extended plays, and they got a guy who is formerly a Cowboy as well. So we know about him, and hopefully we just run and hit everybody and take care of business.
Sounds like a plan to me, Eric. Give him hell. We'll be pulling for you.
Thanks.
Cheers.